I'm going to be using this channel to communicate and talk to people and share some things that I'm being asked inside of my 40,000 member Enlightened Entrepreneur Facebook group. And a question that was asked in that group recently was how everyone feels about using AI. Now, I have been using AI for about a year and a half now, but I was one of those people who identifies very much with being a creative, being part of the creative community, who also makes my living selling my technical and creative talents, who had a lot of concerns about AI when it started to be introduced at a mass level. I dug my heels in, okay? I didn't even log into ChatGPT for the first year. I adamantly spoke against it. I was kind of a Puritan, judging people who were making a lot of AI art and AI writing and kind of just indulging it. I had a lot of concerns. However, what turned over for me was when I learned about AI training. You can train your ChatGPT to write like you, think like you, complete tasks similar to how you would complete them by giving them input. And although I didn't love kind of just the random outsourcing of creativity to AI, learning that I could use AI to do the things that I need to do that I don't love to do or I don't naturally do very well to an AI assistant, well, that was really appealing to me. I want to share with you all for the context component, but just because we're being transparent here, I have autism. I also have ADHD, and I am dyslexic. And I'm dyslexic in a way where my brain can correct my jumbling of words and letters when I write. So I often will go back to something that I made and it's been sitting with a confusing typo and I didn't even catch it in my editing process because when I see a word that's jumbled up, my brain kind of sorts that out for me. So it takes some time, especially if it's something that I'm making, to recognize those types of errors. Although I'm a very good writing channel, meaning I have a lot of creativity, meaning I have a lot of creative ideas and they flow in a narrative format, so I'm able to write quite effectively. I'm not a good technical writer. So when it comes to things like spelling and grammar, I do have challenges there. Having AI tools that I can run the things I write through to avoid those things is very helpful. As an autistic person who has some social limitations and in the past has struggled professionally and personally with my own natural communication style, having an AI tool that I can run things through allows me to polish my thoughts and communicate in a way where I'm not going to be as misunderstood or come across as too blunt or forward or be kind of unclear in my communications. I am able to take what I need to communicate, pop that in bullet points into ChatGPT, and ask it to improve it so then I can send emails and communications out that aren't so brandified, and that are more typical to what a neurotypical person would expect. And it's helped save me a lot of time trying to figure out how to explain myself. Now, I'm somebody who had to live my autistic life masked and unaware that I was autistic for my entire lifetime up until I was 34. I didn't find out until I was 34, and I'm 36 now. And I share that because you do tend to create a lot of overdrives for yourself because you do recognize where you have deficits. And if you are working in a professional situation, you figure out really quickly kind of what's wrong with you, But without having the factor of autism, you just think you need to work harder and be more perfect. So I developed a lot of over self-analysis and perfectionism tendencies throughout my life that also led to what could be observed even as OCD or overthinking. Also being very, very sensitive to feedback because I am remembering when things didn't go well before because of things relating to myself, my tendencies, and my personality, and trying to overcompensate, which made me feel just really high strung. I had a really hard time relaxing when I was living like that. Learning that I have autism ties directly to my positive opinion towards people using ChatGPT and AI, because in a lot of ways I would describe it as the great equalizer. Now that I have this tool, I am saving for myself a lot of stress, a lot of energy that I used to have to expel worrying about all of these things. I feel more free-spirited and more in flow, and I'm able to optimize myself where I shine and kind of outsource the things that I know that I'm not naturally good at, but it's not going to hold me back in any way anymore because I have this tool. And that's why I'm excited about having it. I don't think that AI is necessarily bad for creatives, because I think a lot of creatives can relate to what I'm saying, whether they're neurodivergent, or autistic, don't identify with that or do. It's really irrelevant to the conversation. As creatives, we tend to have heightened talents in one area and what some may consider deficits in other areas. This kind of helps us solve for that. And that is why I have a positive opinion about AI. And I think if you're still struggling and you feel resistant to embracing it because of concerns about how it is going to take jobs or harm your fellow creatives, those concerns are legitimate. I'm not trying to diminish them, because there's people out there who just simply do not respect what it means to be a natural creative channel. And so they will outsource creative work that could have gone to people like you or I to AI. That is going to happen. But on your personal level, like when it comes to you, if you're feeling resistant to these tools, I would really examine where that's coming from, because they are, in my opinion, moral neutral, meaning they can either make our world better or make our world worse. And on an individual level, they can either enhance us or diminish us. So that's my thought. If you'd like to continue this conversation, because there is a lot of conversation happening around AI, I would love to invite you to join my Enlightened Entrepreneur Facebook group. This is a community of people who are both entrepreneurial, creative, and self-aware. We have a lot in common, and we talk about the different ways that we are optimizing ourselves and using various tools to achieve our goals. I would love nothing more for some of you from my YouTube here to come into that group, introduce yourselves, and start utilizing it to get support, find resources, collaborate, and connect with others who identify as both being creatives, entrepreneurs, and enlightened individuals, meaning we are self-aware. I cannot wait to see you there. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next one.